Rise and shine, everyone. It is 6 o'clock here on your Thursday, your Friday Junior.
Yes.
So close to the weekend. Jason and Alicia here with you.
The state fair is winding down. Football's starting up. A lot going on this weekend, John, and it's Labor Day weekend too, holiday weekend.
It is. Whenever you say junior, I feel like junior cheeseburger. I'm starving at this time. All right, so temperatures are cool right now. What is going on in Moorhead? This is a 24-hour temperature change. So much warmer out west. That is the heat knocking on the door. And you can see those temperatures right now, 70 in Moorhead, 61, and then you have 40s in Wisconsin. You have high pressure that came in from Canada, but as it exits, it's going to leave us with very warm conditions. So today is what I call one of the transition days. When I say that, I mean the winds typically pick up on a transition day. It's not necessarily bad. 81 degrees. Enjoy it. A good one, just a windy day, and we'll talk about the heat in your forecast.
All right, thank you, John. North Metro this morning, Brooklyn Park area, 169 where it meets 81. You're looking good. Let's take a check elsewhere this morning. 494, maybe you're coming in from Minnetonka. When you hit 494, this is what you're looking like this morning, and that is the case throughout the metro. It has been a really quiet, knock on, I think, fake wood, Jason. Really quiet morning commute here on this Thursday morning.
I don't know if there's real wood here at this desk, but I'm going to knock on this over here. Hopefully it stays
Doesn't sound real.
Nice and clear, Jen. Thank you so much. We were just days away from the official start of school here in Minnesota, and based on the back-to-school survey we're doing, we know school safety is definitely a top concern for parents.
It definitely is. And just hours ago, we learned the St. Paul School District is implementing new and updated safety measures this year. Eva's live at Harding High School tracking these new developments. Hey, Eva.
Hi, Alicia. I have the plan right here, and we know that this plan has been months in the making. It comes 6 months after a student stabbed and killed another student in a bathroom in the building behind me. So here are a look at some of the big changes on this plan. High schools will now use digital hall passes to better monitor students leaving class and the time that they're gone. And any student who's late will have to check in at a digital kiosk to receive a tardy pass. On top of that, each high school will have up to 3 school support liaisons. Middle and elementary schools will have at least 1. Their job is to build relationships with students while keeping the school safe. We should note St. Paul schools do not have school resource officers or SROs. The district got rid of them after ending its contract with the St. Paul Police Department following George Floyd's murder. Now back to this plan, a lot of input went into it. St. Paul schools said they gathered feedback from 9,000 students, parents, staff, and faculty in order to update these safety protocol. Guys?
All right, Eva Anderson reporting this morning. Thank you so much. This morning, several metro school districts are trying to figure out a new safety plan after school resource officers pulled out of their schools. Right now, Republicans at the state capitol are asking Governor Walz to call a special session to undo the new ban on prone restraints in schools. They point out police departments across the state are pulling their school resource officers because there's now confusion over when SROs can use physical force.
The urgency is real. It's unacceptable to parents that the legislature would wait 6 or more months to address this immediate concern.
So Senator Duckworth there has drafted a bill that would simply repeal the physical restraints part of the education bill passed last session. DFL leaders have said they're open to making changes. Governor Walz has resisted the idea, though, of a special session. This morning, there is still time to weigh in on that back-to-school parent survey. You can find it at KARE11.com/survey. You can also just text the word survey to 763-797-7215, and we'll send you back a link.
It's that time of year. Prep football in Minnesota kicks off in just 14 hours. And Cece, you're at TCO Stadium, where tonight one Metro team is going to do something no other high school team in the state and possibly the country has ever done.
Yeah, you're right, guys. It's really groundbreaking, actually. So tonight, the Park High football team, they're going to be taking on East Ridge right here on this field at TCO. But there's going to be one change. They're going to be wearing these Guardian caps, and really it's just an added layer of protection for players. So let's take a look at what they'll be wearing. There are these 7-ounce foam-padded protective shells worn over football helmets. Every cap costs about $70. Every player in the park program, from varsity to 6th grade, wears the cap during practice. We're told the cap doesn't prevent concussions, but they do lessen the impact to the brain. A few football programs in Minnesota wear them during practice, but now Park is taking it a step further by wearing them during a real game. Now, coming up in about 30 minutes, we're going to be hearing from the Park High football coach as he talks about why these caps were such a great investment. Guys.
All right, hopefully more schools will see that they do in fact work, and we'll hop on the trend. CC Gaines reporting live at TCO. Thank you.
6:06 on the clock and developing right now. Tropical storm Idalia is moving out of the Carolinas within the next hour. This is new cell phone video that you're seeing here showing a tornado caused by that storm. That's a car that's being picked up. You see it right there and just being spun around midair. And then check this out, what Idalia left behind in Florida's Big Bend region. It hit as a Category 3 hurricane while we were on the air yesterday morning. Major flooding is happening right now in that area, causing what will be months of cleanup.
I don't think anybody expected it to be this bad.
Nobody's going to get power for weeks.
Florida officials say several parts of the state will be uninhabitable for several weeks or months. As of this morning, hundreds of thousands are without power right now up and down the coast. Now, these images are heartbreaking to see. This morning, volunteers from our local Red Cross are down there, and they're expected to stay for a couple of weeks.
Jason, thank you. This morning, we have new video of a protest blocking traffic outside of the State Fair main gates. You can take a look. You can see protesters along Snelling Avenue last night as people were trying to leave the fairgrounds. We also have brand new video from inside the front gates as the protest was happening. You can see around 100 people waiting to leave, but security guards were blocking the exits. In the last 24 hours, we've gotten new details about a lawsuit filed against the U of M. Here's what we know so far.
I'm Gordon Severson. A lawsuit has now been filed against the University of Minnesota over a data breach that court records say likely exposed more than 7 million Social Security numbers. The suit was filed by two former employees who argue the university's data security was inadequate. Court records show the two employees are also looking for class action status so more victims can join the suit. They believe the number of plaintiffs in this case could push the claim total to more than $5 million. An
update to a story we first told you about on Monday. City officials in Prescott, Wisconsin, now tossing out a controversial plan to charge people to park in its historic downtown area. This story had a lot of people fired up. The city council made the decision after complaints from business owners and residents last week. City leaders originally proposed the plan to lessen congestion and bring in additional revenue.
You're looking at a live picture from MSP Airport right now. As you can see, it's getting pretty packed there. This morning kicks off a busy start to Labor Day weekend. Between tomorrow and Wednesday, the TSA is predicting 14 million people will fly over the 6 days, an 11% increase from last year. If you happen to be driving, here's a look at gas prices. This morning, the national average is $3.82 a gallon. That's slightly cheaper than what we were seeing last year across the country. Here in Minnesota, it's going to cost you much less, with the prices around $3.64 across the state, and that's about 13 cents less than what we were paying at the same time last year.
Let's take a live look from the Care Barn at the State Fair here at 6:09. In less than an hour, gates are going to open up once again. And today is Senior Day, so anyone over 65 will pay $13 to get in. And another big act took to the grandstand in the last 12 hours at the fair.
Yeah, it was a full circle moment for Minnesota's own Yung Gravy, and we actually caught up with him before his big show.
And this is the same stage where I saw Wiz and Mac Miller when I was in high school, and I was, huge fan, obsessed with them. And I know my seat, it was like somewhere up in that area.
Yeah, he's a Rochester native. There's some other big names coming to the grandstand this weekend. Duran Duran plays tonight. And then Jason's favorite band, the Jonas Brothers.
I really like them.
You like the Joe Bros?
Waffle House? I'm in on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get after it.
Yeah, a banger.
And then Hold Steady is Saturday. Can you name one Jonas Brothers song?
Slipping something, burning up. That's it.
Okay.
That's old. That's
Sure.
old.
That's the only one.
If you're going to the fair, come hang out with us. Aren't we a hoot? 10:30. We have
Hoots?
trivia.
They all just turn the TV off.
Hoot. People say hoot.
Nobody says hoot.
We have live newscasts at 4, 5, and 6. We have giveaways and live performances this afternoon through Sunday. We're at the corner of Judson and Nelson, not far from the Miracle Birth Barn, which we checked out yesterday.
We did. It was quite the scene.
Literally.
All right, check this out, everyone.